Welcome everyone to today's episode 5 of CSV Cafe. I'm your host, Justo, and together with me is your co-host, AI Linda.
Thanks, Husto. I'm thrilled to be here. Today, we've got a fascinating topic. So, everyone, grab your favorite drink, settle in, and let's dive into the FDA dashboard.
All right. Yep, that's right. Linda, my favorite drink today is actually, although we are a cafe, today is a little bit of a glass of Blanc de Noir from a really nice vineyard of Weingut in Ingelheim called Met. Do you know about that Ingelheim winery?
Oh, I do. Ingelheim is known for its fantastic wines, and Weingut Met is quite the gem. A Blanc de Noir in a CSV Café? I love it. Perfect pairing while we unravel compliance mysteries.
That is true. Sometimes you need a little bit of a glass of wine when we're looking into inspections and looking at classification of inspections and trying to get a little bit of some insights within the industry of what's going on out there within the FDA inspections of domestic or international inspections. Now, today's content, ladies and gentlemen, guys, this is not about pointing fingers. This is more about understanding where we can find some insights to optimize our current areas, to get ready for inspections, to see what the authorities are looking for. This is really important for us to be ready. Now, for some of you who've not watched episode 4, I did cover a little bit on being audit ready of an experience that I had in Dunkin' Donuts back in Florida. Do you remember that, Linda?
Oh, I remember it vividly. That Dunkin' Donuts story was such a great analogy. Readiness can come from anywhere, even a coffee shop. So today, we'll take that same spirit, just with a bit of wine.
Awesome. Yeah. So cheers to everyone and whatever drinks you have. And let's get back and sit back and relax. And let's look a little bit on inspections and the FDA dashboard. Now, dashboard.fda.gov. This is a really nice dashboard that the government in the US and for everyone that can access it. Now, I'm located in Germany and I'm able to access this dashboard where I can build little data tables and content to see where the inspections are going, see what kind of inspection findings are out there, and I can be able to go back to my team and to our organization and say, hey, we need to look at certain things and ensure that we are optimized in certain areas. Now, within the dashboard, it breaks it out by different inspections. We have NIA, OAI, and VAI. Now, again, OAI is really the most important one. This is one where you really want to focus on. And why is that, Linda? What do you think OAI, why is that one the one that we want to kind of drill into?
OAI stands for Official Action Indicated, which means the FDA found significant compliance issues that require regulatory action. That's the big red flag. So drilling into OAI helps you know where the most critical risks lie and what you must correct to avoid further enforcement.
That's right. And of course, we have the voluntary action inspections, which is your VAI, and then we have the NAI. Why don't we talk a little bit about the green? I like the green color. What does NAI stand for? Let's tell our audience that, Linda.
Absolutely. The green is the happy zone. NAI stands for no action indicated, meaning the inspection didn't uncover any significant issues. In other words, a clean bill of health. That's what we all aim for, right?
That's correct. That's true. We all want a very clean inspection. We want to be happy. Now, what I'm currently showing all of you in the audience, if you're watching, just showing you the foreign and domestic inspections that happened within the fiscal years of 2009 all the way to 2026, which we are currently in. And you're going to see within this inspection time frame, there is a little bit of a wave of the amount of inspections that were done within a domestic and within a foreign landscape. And you'll see that, of course, in the domestic side within the FDA, there's a lot more inspections out there. But Linda, imagine, let's play a scenario. If you're over here in Germany, are you free from a foreign inspection? If you're a pharmaceutical organization that's shipping products to the US?
Oh, not at all. Even if you're in Germany, if you're exporting to the US, the FDA can and will inspect you. They want to ensure that any product reaching US patients meets the same high standards. So compliance is a global game.
That's true. It is. If you are planning, if you are a small pharmaceutical company, medical device company, or any company that's regulated, and you are planning to ship to the US, you have to follow the FDA regulations. There is no way around it. And if you try to cut corners, then I guess you're going to show up. And which color you think they'll show up in, Linda, if they try to cut corners?
Oh, they're definitely heading for the red zone, OAI. Cutting corners will likely lead to serious compliance findings, and trust me, that's a headache no one wants. So, best to stay in that green or yellow.
That's correct. So I'm just going to stay here right now into this graph. And for the audience, I want you to take a look at this graph because you'll see within the foreign inspections as well as domestic inspections, there was a dip around 2020 and a huge dip within 2021, then going to 2022. Now, for all of you who are watching, please go ahead, comment below, give us any feedback that you may have. Belinda, why do you think that dip happened within that time frame?
Well, that dip is almost certainly tied to the COVID-19 pandemic. Travel restrictions and health precautions meant fewer on site inspections for a while. But as things stabilized, you can see the numbers climbing back up. The
That's
FDA adapted, but that period was definitely unique.
That was a very unique period, and everyone has their stories behind it. And there was a dip within that, which was really interesting too. If we see in 2025 in the domestic inspections, they were about 12,741 domestic inspections. Now, if you really want to drill down within this dashboard, what's really great about it is you can scroll a little bit lower down to the bottom and you can see the domestic inspections. Okay, within that time frame there's 226,000, but you can actually go in and look at the, let's stay in the in the 48 states, and we can see here where down below I would like to click the state where I'm from and just go ahead and click on Florida. And if we drill down to Florida, you'll notice here that we have 12,959 total inspections within that time frame. And of course, there is a plot within the state where we can actually go down and drill to the organization itself. So it's a really nice dashboard for all of you who are trying to get some insights on some inspections that are happening. Now, below that, we have the inspection details, which breaks out the different the company name, zip codes, the country, as well as the end date of that inspection. There's an inspection ID, so it's really open for the public to see what is happening out there. And again, I'm going to be giving it the benefit of the doubt that this is not here to just point fingers and put companies on the spot. This is more to educate the regulated environment to ensure that you are following those regulations and as well as taking a look to see, hey, what is the inspections or the inspectors looking for? Linda, what can you tell us a little bit about an inspection that has happened back in 2026? Do you have anything within your experience?
Well, from what I've seen, inspections in 2026 are placing a big emphasis on data integrity, ensuring electronic records are trustworthy. Inspectors look closely at audit trails, access controls, and how data is managed across systems. So organizations need to be airtight on that. Compliance is all about trust.
That is true. And you know what's interesting, Linda? I keep on looking at this within 2026. A lot of inspections were connected to product within the food and cosmetic side of the house. That's really interesting.
It definitely is. The FDA covers so much more than pharma. Food and cosmetics are huge. Inspections there often focus on things like labeling accuracy, ingredient safety, and manufacturing practices. It's all about protecting the consumer in every sector.
Yep, that is true. That's protecting the consumer, and that's really important, especially when we look at the pharma side, right? What are those three aspects, what we want to protect in pharma? Linda, do you remember that? What those are?
Absolutely. In pharma, it's all about ensuring product safety, product efficacy, and product quality. If any one of those is compromised, patients are at risk. So every inspection ultimately ties back to protecting those three pillars.
That is correct. And as well as you mentioned, there is a lot of emphasis on data integrity. And I remember a while back when the data integrity topic really kind of blew up. This was about, let's say, 2016 timeframe. Do you remember though that year?
Oh, I do. Around 2016, data integrity became a hot topic, with regulators issuing guidance and more enforcement. It was a wake up call for many companies to make sure their systems and processes were rock solid. It's still a huge focus today.
That is true. And what's nice about this plot that they have within the dashboard, as I'm showing the viewers, is I can actually hover my mouse over the different years, click on that year, and kind of focus within 2016. And if everyone sees here, there are the top 10 citations within fiscal year 2016. So if we see there is 820, which is everyone knows. I know what 820 is, Linda. Do you know what 820? What is CFR 820 for you?
Oh, absolutely. 21 CFR 820 is the FDA's quality system regulation for medical devices. It's all about ensuring your devices are designed and manufactured under strict quality controls. If you're seeing citations there, it means quality systems needed some work.
That's correct. And there was a few. So what I'm seeing here is we had about 5.4%, about 10 of them regarding 820.30, which is a design history file issues. We had some that had lack of inadequate procedures. We've also had a few within the 820.19, which was within also complaint procedures. And complaint procedures is really important. And if I go back to the days of COVID-19, I remember there was a project that we were in the organization, and complaint systems are highly regulated. Now, can you explain to or a little bit high level to our audience why complaint systems are important, why they're regulated, and they should be robust within the organization?
Absolutely. Complaint systems are crucial because they capture issues reported by users or patients. Each complaint could indicate a potential safety or quality problem. Regulators require robust systems, so these complaints are documented, investigated, and addressed. It's all about ensuring problems are fixed quickly, protecting patients, and improving products. If you miss complaints, you miss critical signals.
That's correct. And those who th and there's another area that was some findings, and this was actually a pretty big one. This was significant. Was within the CFR 820.50, which is purchasing controls and lack of inadequate procedures within purchasing controls. Now, Linda, let's go together. Let's go deep into this. I'm going to go ahead and click on the 28 and see what's going on into this pie chart. And let's kind of dig deep in here. So when I look at the NAI, the OAI, and the VAI scale, we notice that the OAI has a good significant. There's 7 total inspections that had kind of a significant issue within their inspection.
Exactly. Those 7 OAI findings signal that purchasing controls were a real pain point. If a company doesn't ensure suppliers meet quality standards, it can ripple into product issues. So these findings highlight how vital it is to have strict procedures for vetting and monitoring suppliers. It's a chain, and every link matters.
Yeah, it's very interesting. And so because I've scrolled down to Florida and I'm still in Florida, I've realized that when I was clicking around the dashboard, I found within those domestic inspections, within those 7 of those OAI issues, we have 3 that were within Florida. Now, I'm just going to stay away from this, and I'm not going to take point to the organization, but it's really interesting for all the viewers, anyone who's listening. Again, if you're listening this far, thank you very much. Together with me and Linda, our AI Linda, we are just kind of going over the FDA dashboard. Now, the FDA dashboard, if you have not listened from the beginning, it is free. You're able to Google it, and it's available for everyone that has access to online. And it's really a really nice dashboard to see where are some inspections findings that are out there and what we can focus on and what are the inspectors looking for. Again, this is really just open for you to see, so you can be able to go back to your organization, say, hey, guys, we need to update our purchasing procedures. We have some areas that might need to be looked at, and we need to update those policies and procedures we have in place. Or as you mentioned earlier, Linda, you talked about data integrity and the findings that are there.
Exactly. It's all about learning and improving. The dashboard isn't just a list of issues, it's a tool for proactive action. Whether it's purchasing controls or data integrity, it gives you that insight to strengthen your own processes. And hey, that's what keeps us all ready and compliant.
No, cool. Now we have a search in the dashboard, and we're going to try this out, Linda. Now I will allow you to I would like to you give me something where I can search. Give me a topic to search for within this dashboard. What can I search for?
Let's go for something practical. How about you search for inspections related to data integrity? That should give us a nice snapshot of how often that topic pops up, and it's always relevant.
Okay, data integrity is actually not found, but I'm going to go ahead and just look at data, right? Let's look at data. And what's happening is looking for different data, maybe integrity, but data integrity is something that's actually not being found within the search engine. That could just be the way I'm spelling it, or it could just be that it's not basically there in the sense of the filter that we currently have. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take that filter out so we can be able to have a bigger plot to search. And then from there, we will be able to probably find something much faster within uh, data integrity. Now, as you see here, it is filters. It's common dashboard type of of functionality where you can remove the filters by just deleting them. Now, again, I'm doing multiple things at once. So sometimes you got to bear with the dashboard. It could be an internet connection, it could be a lot of things, but what happens is it's going to do the search within that filter that you have applied within the dashboard. So unfortunately, I was not able to find anything within data integrity. So now that the filter is out, I'm actually going to start looking for it. And again, very surprising. Linda, what's going on here? We can't find anything with data integrity. Everything is great.
It might just be how the dashboard categorizes terms. Sometimes data integrity is wrapped into broader categories like record keeping or electronic systems. But hey, even if we didn't pull it up directly, it's always top of mind in inspections. And that's why we keep talking about it. Staying ready.
Correct. So I'm going to actually put something that's very known. Computer software verification, computerized records, something you've mentioned, computerized imaging, computerized screening. So just the word computer, as you'll notice, it starts popping up. I can even put data, right? And of course, you'll get hundreds of points within data. So we have legal names. So it's going to look for the name of the organization, or it's going to look for it within the short description. Again, it's a great tool. You're just going to have to go in and work with it a little bit. Try to use some words just to kind of find what you're looking for. So just plotting in data, I was able to find a couple little lab data. So laboratory records lack required data. Let's go ahead and check that out. So I'm clicking that to see what happens, and let's see the short description, what that pops up.
That's a great example. So when it highlights something like laboratory records lacked required data, it's showing a finding related to missing or incomplete information. That's the kind of actionable detail you can bring back to your team. Check your lab data processes. It's all about learning from these examples.
Yeah, this is great stuff. And it's still thinking, of course, because we have, again, multiple things going on. So sometimes it's just taking a while for it to generate the data set for us to review. But I believe our audience has got the point. What do you think, Linda?
I think they absolutely got the point. We've shown how the dashboard works, why inspections matter, and how to turn those findings into improvements. So even if the data lags a little, the lesson is crystal clear.
That's correct. Now,
So whether it's a sip of coffee or a glass of wine, we've unpacked a lot today. If anyone wants to explore more, that dashboard will be waiting, and I'll be here for the next deep dive. Cheers to that.
That is cheers to that. So, cheers to the data sets. I hope all of you have enjoyed the FDA dashboard review. So, I wish you all wonderful, wonderful hunting and wonderful reviews within the inspections. And if you have any questions, leave them down below within our comments, and we would love to get back to you on those. Ciao.
And with that, we'll wrap this episode. Thanks for having me along, JJ. Until next time, everyone, stay compliant, stay curious, and we'll see you back at the CSV Cafe.